Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good day. Today I will be presenting to you reassessment and control of record. So what we're gonna do in this topic is introduction, to know what is the reassessment and how it's work, to know what is the control of record and why it is important, to explain how reassessment and control of record give an effect towards the industry, to study what's the effect if reassessment and control of record is not taken seriously. So what is the reassessment? Reassessment is of something is to evaluate it again or reappraise it, especially if its value has changed or new information has altered your understanding of it. In chemical assessment, it means we reassess the assessment they have done to evaluate it again in detailed criteria. This thing is important to avoid the error while doing the assessment. Reassessment is necessary to check whether the risk situation has changed or there is a need to change the control strategy or alter exposure parameter. So, what is the condition of the assessment? The first is there has been a significant change in the work that could affect the outcome of the assessment. Second is new or improved control measures are implemented where the assessor should be engaged to reassess the exposure and control on the affected work units. The third is more than 5 years have elapsed since the last assessment, and the lastly is directed by the Director General or the Deputy Director General or the Director of DOSH, which means the Department of Safety and Health. So a significant change in the work, change that may affect the risk decision, the adequacy of control measure or the conclusion of an assessment. This is included change in the chemical use or handle, increasing or decreasing utilization of CHTH use, change in the methods or rates of work, deterioration in the efficiency of control equipment, plant failure or process failure, new information on the hazards of the chemical become available. Action must be taken in reassessment. The employer is responsible to identify the significant change which may affect the outcome of the assessment. The assessor should be engaged to carry out the reassessment on the affected works units. For requirement A and B, which in the condition of the reassessment, assessor should state the change assessed and the result related to the change. The report for the reassessment should be appended to the previous report. For requirement C and D, in the assessment condition, full report should be produced. So what is the control of record? A record that contains control total derived by summing values on other records in a file. The total may or may not have some sensible meaning. Their purpose is to check that none of the preceding records has been lost or altered in some way. So what is the important control of records? Records are important documents that show conformance to requirement. So they can either be in hard copies, for example bound reports, or electronic copies, for example soft copy or computer files. In maintaining a record, the employees must ensure that all records remain legible, identifiable, and traceable to the works unit involved in the assessment. Control of record process. All records should be stored and maintained in such a way that they are readily retrievable and protected against damage, deterioration, or loss. The retention period and disposition of records should be in accordance to the USECHH regulation. Usage regulation. For the purpose of the assessment, the following records should be maintained by the employers. So the records, for example, CHIA reports, record of design and construction of engineering control equipment. So in the left hand side is a retention period, which means period that they must always use or calculate to do the records. So what is the effect, reassessment and control of records towards industry? The first is reduce an error in assessment that have been made by doing reassessment. Avoid any misuse chemical in industries. Reduce chemical waste and use it efficiently. All data recorded easy to reach and read. Avoid any data loss when the project have done. Effective reassessment and control of record is not taken seriously. An error in assessment could occur and affect the whole industries. There will misuse chemical equipment in industries. There will be a lot of chemical waste. All recorded data may lost and hard to reach. And they will procrastinate in project and take more time to finish. So the conclusion is, reassessment is really important to do after doing an assessment. In daily life, reassessment helps our work become more effective without doing an error. Reassessment gives benefit towards industry in many aspects, especially avoid any accident in the industries. Control of record help all the data, keep it in safe without any lost data. Control of record important because it relates with chemical usage data. So that's all from me. Sorry for the mistake. So thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.